This is a recording of this year's Virtual Residency Fair. We'd like to take the time to thank the programs that volunteered their time to present to this year's applicants. This year's PM&R Scholars Virtual Residency Fair is supported by PM&R Recap and Ultrasound Guidance. PM&R Recap is the leading resource for your physiatry board preparation, clinical preparation, audition rotations, and beyond. PM&R Recap offers 35 hours of review videos, hundreds of review questions, and oral board cases to help you become the best physiatrist that you can be. Head to pmnrrecap.com to learn more. Ultrasound Guidance is the innovative new online ultrasound learning platform that gives you instant access to expert instruction. With rapid scans and complete scans of every joint and peripheral nerve, Ultrasound Guidance is the perfect way to jumpstart your MSK ultrasound learning. Visit ultrasoundguidance.com to learn more.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Hopefully.
Hey, Michelle.
Hi, Jeff.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good to see you.
You too.
I'll stop talking over your time.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for staying on. I know it's a long night. And for those of you that were in the AAPM&R virtual meet and greet earlier today, I know it's been a super long night. So thank you for joining. So I'm Michelle Poliak-Tunis. I am the program director here at UW-Madison. Online with us right now is we have Dr. Michael Sewer, who is the associate program director, who always loves to man the chat. So you should definitely ask lots of questions because he loves to type. The other person on here is Delilah Kowalki, who is our amazing program coordinator. Without her, nothing happens. And lastly, the one who's going to be talking, not me, is Shivani Kakkar, who is our chief resident. So I will pass it along to her.
All right, thanks, Dr. Poliak. Thanks everybody for hanging around, and thanks PM&R Scholars for having us. So we are the University of Wisconsin PM&R residency. A little bit about us: we are in Madison, Wisconsin. We are an advanced program, meaning all of our residents start with us as a PGY2. We take 4 residents per year, which is a recent upgrade. Right now, all of our classes are 3, and last year's we matched 4 for the first time, so that's very exciting. We also have an ACGME accredited pain fellowship in-house, which we have 2 spots for fellows every year. This is our fearless leaders, Dr. Poliak-Tunis, who you just heard from, our program director, and Dr. Michael Sewer, our associate program director. And our program coordinator, Delilah, is also on, and she is like the backbone of our program. This is just a few pictures of things we've done recently. This top photo is our current cohort. This was us over the summer. Dr. Poliak had graciously hosted us at her house the day before we started, just to get to know each other, which was a lot of fun. And then the bottom 2 pictures are different didactic fun things that we've done. So on the bottom right, we had the CrossFit Games come through Madison a few years in a row. So last year we got to go and hang out with one of the former residents was like the medical director there. So we got to hang out with in the medical tent and kind of see all the cool things that they get to do. And then the bottom left is at a place called 3 Gates, and that's where they do like therapeutic horseback riding. So we got to check that out, which was a lot of fun. This is our awesome faculty. We tend to get together as a big group a couple times a year. So on the left is our like summer meet and greet when the new residents and fellows start. And then on the right is our ugly Christmas sweater party that one of our attendings, Dr. Caldera, had hosted. We do inpatient and outpatient rotations. We're a little bit unique in that our inpatient rotations are not front-loaded. So we do 3 months at our rehab hospital every year. So it's more evenly distributed for inpatient. We also do some inpatient rotations at Central Wisconsin Center, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And then we also do some inpatient pediatrics at the American Family Children's Hospital. With regards to outpatient rotations, we do a plethora of those. We do general rehab. We also do a ton of EMG. We have an MSK rotation, which is spent in like sports medicine and orthopedics clinics. We do a neuro and spine rotation. We do consults at the main UW hospital. And then we also do outpatient pediatrics. We have 4 peds attendings, soon to be 5. That are awesome. And then we also have 3 months of elective time as a PGY4. So this is our main UW hospital campus. It is located right off Lake Mendota. There's great views from the hospital. So we're in a level 1 adult trauma center. We're a comprehensive stroke center. We're very large, over 500 beds, every specialty that you could really think of, we have. And we're consistently ranked the #1 hospital in Wisconsin. And it's nice because we have a pretty wide net in Wisconsin, so we're catching folks from kind of all over Wisconsin, really. So we see a really wide variety of pathology, and a lot of those patients end up at a rehab hospital, so we get to see them, and we get great experiences. This is our rehab hospital. So we are a standalone rehab facility, 50 beds, opened back in 2015. And we see, again, a really good variety of patients. We see our classic bread and butter strokes, spinal cord injury, brain injury, amputations. We see a lot of orthopedic injuries. And then debility from prolonged hospital stays. We get quite a bit of medically complex patients. So we tend to see like transplants, people with LVADs, things like that. So we get a good variety. This is our children's hospital, which is also a level 1 trauma center. There's a small inpatient rehab unit there as well, and it also is a pretty busy consult service. So when you're on inpatient peds as a PGY2, you get to kind of manage the inpatient service and also see consults, which is nice. And then there's also multidisciplinary outpatient clinics within the children's hospital. So they do a lot of multidisciplinary clinics like neuromuscular clinics, spina bifida clinic, neuro-oncology clinic. So you're working with a lot of different providers at the same time to take care of these kiddos. So that's pretty unique. Central Wisconsin Center is also a pretty unique experience that we get at UW. This is a facility that was opened in 1959. It's run by the state of Wisconsin, and it is short-term but mostly long-term, a facility for people with profound intellectual and physical disabilities. There's not a lot of facilities like this in other states. So again, this is a really unique opportunity for us. And there are so many different providers that work there. And we really get time to hang out with all of these different providers and learn exactly what they're doing. And these residents there get really excellent care. We also have rehab tech there. So they're like a group of really cool people. Some of them are engineers by training, some are not. And they do like in-house wheelchair and orthotic modifications. And again, we get time there to spend with all those folks to really learn what they do. And then another cool thing is that we get to moonlight there as a PGY 3 and 4 when we have our full medical license, which is a great way to earn extra money. We kind of round there on a Saturday morning and then take home call for like 24 hours, and we get paid pretty well. This is our VA. We spend a little bit of time here. We have one faculty member that does like a spine clinic, a pain clinic, and an amputee clinic there. He kind of is a jack of all trades, but we get to spend some time with him there too. So that is another place. And then our outpatient clinics we have a few that are kind of spread out around town. Our home base is the Middleton University Avenue Rehab Clinic. That's where we do a lot of our general rehab rotation. And then we have the Science Drive Medical Center, which is where a lot of our spine clinics are housed. We have a separate pain clinic. There's the Madison Surgery Center, which is where we do our fluoro-guided procedures. And then the East Madison Hospital Clinic is where a lot of like our ortho clinics and some spine clinics are housed as well. And then there's a new clinic opening up as well. There's a East Park clinic, which I think will have some clinics there as well, but it's not open yet. So we get a half day a week of didactics. So that's every Friday morning from 7:30 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. ish. And that's protected time for us. There's no clinical responsibilities. There's no pager duties. This is specifically just for our learning. And we have an 18-month curriculum that we go through, and we cover all of the board relevant and then clinically relevant topics as well. And these are just some pictures of recent didactics. So the bottom is a photo from us after our amputee course, which was run by Dr. Mohan and Dr. Caldera, and our prosthetists and therapists which was really, really fun. And then we also do some ultrasound training with Dr. Sewer over at the surgery center. So we get some hands-on experience. We also do some rotation-specific didactics too. So at our rehab hospital, some of our therapists in the hospitals there kind of run some didactics there. And then there's also a separate didactic when we're on our pain rotation, which we join the pain fellows for that as well. So we get lots and lots of learning. We do some resident-led didactics as well. So every resident will, throughout the year, pick out a journal article that then we get to dissect with the faculty and really learn how to look through literature. We do clinical case conferences. We do a morbidity and mortality conference a couple times a year. And then we do monthly board review. And something new is that we each are getting a question bank funded by the department for us to do our resident-led board review. And then as a PGY 3 and 4, you do a grand rounds, and that's of a topic of your choosing. We do a plethora of procedures, both also at the Madison Surgery Center, and then we do Botox in our rehab clinic, ultrasound guided procedures, tons of EMG. We really don't have any concerns with hitting our numbers. So this is in recent years, kind of our averages of what residents have logged. And I feel like these are probably also like deflated a little bit because residents, as I know, because I am one, we tend to get a little lazy when we hit our numbers and we don't tend to keep logging. So we probably get more than this, but just to give you guys an idea of how much we do. Some logistics. So we take home call, and these numbers are with 3 residents per class, so they will get lower as we introduce having more residents, which is awesome. But right now with 3 residents, we take 9 weeks of primary call as a PGY 2, 6 weeks as a PGY 3, and 3 weeks as a PGY 4. And then again is a week at a time from Friday to Friday. And you're rounding at the rehab hospital on the weekends and taking admissions and then answering the pager, after hours on the other days. And then we do 6 weeks per year, every year of backup call, which is just going into the rehab hospital to round on some patients to kind of take the load off the primary team. And then there's no pager responsibilities or anything like that. So once you're done rounding and writing your progress notes, you can go and enjoy your weekend. And then, like I mentioned, we do have moonlighting opportunities as a PGY 3 and 4 at CWC. Our vacation policy, we get 15 days of vacation. This does not include weekends, so if you are not on primary or backup call, you are guaranteed that weekend off. And you can take those days as like single days. So you don't have to take it as like a week, 1 week or 2 week block or anything like that. We get 10 days of sick leave and then 5 days a year for conferences. And then we get 5 days of professional days that kind of over the course of the residency. So people tend to use that for like fellowship interviews or job interviews or something like that. This is our salary for this academic year. We get paid pretty darn well. We're in the 75th percentile nationwide as reported by AMC, and these numbers also include a $500 well-being stipend. So given the cost of living in Madison, I think this is more than fair. We also get $2,000 that we can use throughout our residency for any scholarly activity or books or conferences, etc. And then our program also pays for memberships for AAP, PM&R, and ANEM. And then again, that new addition of the AAP&R question bank that we are getting. This is just some examples of research that our residents have been involved in. We typically have multiple residents go to multiple conferences every year. So these are just some pictures of recent ones. This is Dr. Maynard and Dr. Weigert at ANEM last year, and then myself and a previous resident, Dr. Liu, at the Women Innovators in Pain Medicine Conference. So just to talk about Madison a little bit, it is a super fun place to live. It's the capital city of Wisconsin, the second largest city in Wisconsin, and it is one of 2 cities in the U.S. built on an isthmus. So we're surrounded by lakes, Lake Mendota and Lake Monona. And we, in the greater Madison area in Wisconsin, there's tons of parks, and trails and lots of things to do. So, whether it's summer or winter, I think Madisonians are outdoor people. And even though it gets cold, we still like to do stuff. So if you're outdoorsy at all, this is absolutely the place for you. More on outdoorsy stuff. These are some pictures of things. Again, in Madison, the Lakefront Trail on the bottom right it's kind of my favorite place to be. And then kind of around the Madison area, again, there's just tons and tons to do. And in the city of Madison itself, there's also a lot to do. I was a little skeptical coming to Madison. Actually, I'm from Chicago and I lived in the city of Chicago the last few years before I moved here. And I was worried that I would be bored in Madison, and I've been very pleasantly surprised for the last couple of years. We have tons of really good restaurants. If you're a foodie, there's so much. We get great concerts that come through. We have a few different concert venues. And then up on the top left, that's the Memorial Union Terrace. It's part of campus, but it's super beautiful in the summer. It's right on the lake, and you can get food and drinks, and there's usually live music playing. So it's a really, really lively city, not only because it's a college town, but there's also the hospital, there's Epic close by. So there's a lot of young professionals, and it's a great place to raise a family as well. It's very, very family friendly. So I think people of all ages and all stages of life can really enjoy living in Madison. And then we have lots of sports in Wisconsin as well. We have the Green Bay Packers and then the Milwaukee Bucks and Milwaukee Brewers. So whatever your sport is, there is something for you. And then, of course, can't forget about our Wisconsin Badgers. It's the energy during football season is really, really fun. If you're on campus or if you're at a campus bar or whatever, people get really into it. We're actually going as a residency class or as a cohort, we're going to our first Badger game together next weekend. So we're very excited. I've never been to a Badger football game, so I'm excited for that. All right, that was really fast. I feel like I spoke really quickly, but that's all I have. We are having a meet and greet with the residents next Monday at 7 p.m. So if you are interested or if you have more questions in kind of a more casual environment, we'll be on together just chatting about different things. So please register. That QR code up there will take you to our registration link, and we'll answer whatever questions you have. And then these are our email addresses for Delilah, Dr. Polyak-Tunis, Dr. Stewart, and myself. So if there's any questions or any concerns or anything, please feel free to reach out. We're happy to answer any questions, and we're super excited for recruitment this year. And then these are our Instagram and Twitter handles. So again, if you want to reach out via social media, we would love that as well. All right, I've done enough talking. I will open it up to questions if there are any.
I'm assuming because you have a pain fellowship, a lot of your past residents have probably gone into pain. What other fellowships do residents typically go into?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, our most popular is probably pain. And then we're kind of like half and half in our classes are people going to fellowship and people going straight into practice. So we've had previous residents go into palliative care, pediatrics. We've had people go into cancer rehab. I think it's been a while since someone's gone into sports med, but that is also, that has been done in the past. Dr. Polyak or Dr. Stewart, am I missing anything? I feel like those are the recents.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say, cancer, peds, hospice palliative care was something that had been a little more unique. And sorry that my daughter is now in this.
Hi, Lola.
She can't hear me because of my headphones.
We've also had 100% match rate for all of our residents that have wanted to go into fellowship. They have gone into the fellowships of their specialty and their choice.
Yeah, and I always kind of relate this to my own class, what seems like eons ago, but we do have the pain fellowship. But when you look at our entire residency, it only makes up a small portion of the entire 3-year curriculum. I did a pain fellowship, but my co-residents, one does general rehab, one does inpatient, and it's not uncommon to look at the classes and see two people, same class, doing completely different things. And so I think we really strive to make everybody a well-rounded, physiatrist. And when they get done, they can do anything they want. So if you want to do a fellowship, we have a really, really good success and not just matching, but matching into the programs they really want to go to, or getting, you know, strong private practice or academic jobs straight out of residency there. So
I would agree. Any other questions? I don't know how much longer we have. Do we have a minute? I wasn't sure, Zach. what
Yes,
time
you have
we got.
exactly
All
a
right.
minute. That was very
Okay.
good.
Any other questions? Anything else? Oh, there's another, unless it's Michael Stewart commenting. Oh no. I just want to say thank you guys. I do want to say that it is amazing. PM&R Scholars has been around now. Is this the fourth or fifth summer we're doing this? Fifth, right. So we were part of your inaugural class, and I say class because I do feel like it was a class the first time we did this. We had no idea what we were doing. And it's been amazing to be a part of this. And it's awesome for medical students to be able to have this opportunity to get to know programs a little bit. And I know it's still not the same as going to, you know, be in person, but this is an awesome opportunity that you guys provide. So thank you, PM&R Scholars. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate that. It's very nice. Really, really good to see everybody. And thank you, University of Wisconsin, for an awesome presentation as always. We have our next session on Thursday. It's at 9 p.m. Eastern. And I hope everybody has a wonderful evening.